You know, one of those tasks that you've been thinking about for a while, but it's just far enough away that you don't have to worry about it yet? Yeah, well, this is one of those. Running a half marathon at 8 minutes per mile seems impossible for me, but we've been here before. Considering 3 weeks ago I fought as hard as I could to get a PR at 1:48, it's going to be a struggle today if we're going to go sub 1:45. Before the run starts, I just want to go through my own ritual. Warm up, stay loose, prepare myself, stay in good spirits, and never take myself too seriously. I don't believe you can do what you put your mind to, but I do think that you can do whatever you prepared for. The first part of any race is to be able to jump into the deep end and just stay afloat. You don't want to start out too fast, and you can't get behind early. You have to find that pace that you can get in a good rhythm in. Focus on controlling your breathing. It's really all about settling in and just getting comfortable with that initial discomfort. Running is all mental. You know it's going to hurt, you know it's going to suck, but whatever you have to do to get yourself ready for that feeling, that's what needs to be done. And once you feel prepared, you need to hold on to that feeling for as long as you can. Because at some point in the race, it's not going to last. At this point in the mileage, it just starts to feel never-ending. You start checking your watch a little bit too often, and you start to realize that you still have a long way to go. And as expected, you start falling behind, because everyone has limits. And when you start to think that maybe you've reached yours, obviously that's not a good feeling. When your head starts to fall underwater a bit, it costs an incredible amount of effort to be able to keep yourself floating. I think part of it too is you'll always see yourself better than you really are, and at some point you have to find a way to get to that next gear, that next level. You really have to have a reason for doing this. I think if you're directionless and you're purposeless, that's going to start to fade. You're going to have to find your reason why. And that's what I'm trying to figure out here at mile 10, is why. Because in the hardest moments of the marathon, when I'm starting to slow down, when that fatigue is setting in, I need to be able to look back and have something that I can hang my hat on and say, that is why I can finish a marathon in under 3 hours and 45 minutes. So when things are hurting the most, instead of asking myself why or how, I can look back and say, I've been there before. And when you put yourself through intense training workouts like this, it's a reminder on race day that you can do it. All right, we finally finished up. We got the towel on the seat because I'm so sweaty and gross that I don't want to mess up our cloth seats. I have this uneaten banana I never needed, and then we got the bike barely fitting in here. There is not another inch for that bike in the tiny Kia Soul. All right, so we did it. Half marathon complete, 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 49 seconds. So 11 seconds to spare. We averaged 8 minutes a mile, and our average heart rate was 162 beats per minute. So that's pretty crazy. And my best mile was 7:27. Very happy that's done. That is the kind of confidence booster I needed. Definitely something I can hang my hat on looking forward when we start to taper and know that I did my best. I ran as hard as I could. 11 seconds more and it would have, been a failure in a way. So that's about as good as I can do right now. And thank you to my wife for filming.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. She got a workout in. She got a lift in mid-run at Planet Fitness, and she came back here to bike with me and keep up with me as I was running around. So she got a workout in too. So I think after completing that intense half marathon, I always tell myself I need to rest. But then that nap turns more into a social media nap, and then my mind is just jumping into the thought of what's next. And that for me is peak week, a 21-mile long run, which will make that the longest training run that I've ever done. And that is something that I will be anticipating until 5 a.m. next week.
That's hold with me if you want to win this race.
7:40. 7:40 is a little fast. I thought that was your car.